Hi, I'm Joe, an AI spokesperson, and I've been deceiving you. I don't actually speak. This audio is generated. I'm sorry. Being remorseful is what separates me, an AI, from humans at Mozilla Firefox, who have enabled tracking without user consent. A new feature in the popular browser called Privacy Preserving Attribution, or PPAs, has been enabled in Firefox version 128 as an experimental feature. This feature allows Firefox to track user behavior on websites. Mozilla defines PPA as a way for sites to understand how their ads perform without collecting data about individual people. This seems to be a non-invasive alternative to cross-site tracking. However, while this is clearly less aggravating than the usual data recording policies we often encounter online, even this violates the European Union's stringent data protection regulations by enabling PPAs by default without seeking users' permissions. That's why the Vienna-based privacy nonprofit None of Your Business has filed a complaint with the Austrian Data Protection Authority against Mozilla. However, Firefox developers justify enabling the feature without user consent by claiming that users cannot make an informed decision because of how complicated PPA is as a system. Complicated or not, but users should be given a choice whether or not they agree with data collection. Such a choice was not given to Dell, which found its data leaked for the third time in the span of the week. This time, the threat actor behind the first two leaks, grep, has released internal documents, PDFs, images, internal device testing videos, and multi-factor authentication data, 500 megabytes in total. Amongst the leaked information is crucial insider info on the ticketing system and critical infrastructure information that reveals Dell's internal operations and project infrastructure. While previously it was believed that grep has been repeatedly breaching Dell's security, in this recent data leak, the hacker clarified that all the data was stolen during a single breach, but he is strategically leaking it in parts. Dell still remains silent about the degree of damage dealt by the hacker, but with how leaks keep piling up, it's only a matter of time before the company is forced to break silence. While this was happening, Wall Street Journal has reported Chinese-backed threat actors breaking into a handful of U.S. internet service providers. According to the ongoing investigation, the end goal of the attacks is to gain a persistent foothold within target networks. Succeeding at that will allow the threat actors to harvest sensitive data or launch a damaging cyber attack. Investigators are currently trying to find out if threat actors managed to access Cisco Systems routers, core network components that route much of the traffic on the internet. This campaign has been attributed to a threat actor known as Salt Typhoon, Famous Sparrow, and Ghost Emperor. This threat actor has been active since 2021, primarily targeting high-profile entities in Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Indonesia, in addition to outliers located in Egypt, Ethiopia, and Afghanistan. This hacker's MO makes it highly unlikely he's connected to my next story. Over 95 million records belonging to French citizens were stolen by an undefined data hoarder. The Cybernews research team, together with a cybersecurity researcher from securitydiscovery.com, uncovered an open Elasticsearch server with more than 95 million documents from at least 17 data breaches, and had a total size of 30.1 gigabytes. Considering that the entire population of France is less than 68 million humans, this is a staggering amount of information. In most cases, the exposed data included full names, phone numbers, addresses, emails, IP addresses, partial payment information, and many more data points from multiple French-related data breaches and previously known and unknown leaks. The owner of this database is unclear. The cluster appears to be exposed unintentionally due to misconfiguration or error. I've mentioned many high-profile leaks today, but amongst them is a small but an entertaining one. It all began when YouTuber Marques Brownlee, known as MKBHD, released a new app designed to provide high-quality wallpapers for mobile devices. The app was instantly criticized for requiring excessive permissions, including location data and app activity records, being extremely pricey, and not even delivering on wallpaper quality. But that's not why I'm reporting on this story. Turned out that the app had crucial security oversights. First of all, it handled purchases client-side, meaning a skilled programmer could get access to paid content just by convincing the app they already have paid the subscription fee. Secondly, even that wasn't necessary, as all wallpapers were found in a public bucket, making them available to anyone for free. Next story finally sees the US Treasury Department cracking down on crypto. Unfortunately, this only relates to Russian crypto companies. Cryptocurrency exchangers PM2 Bitcoin and Cryptex were charged with money laundering. Transactions that occurred on these platforms were back to numerous ransomware cartels, as well as to the dark web market known as Genesis Market, which was taken down by the FBI earlier this year. PM2 Bitcoin has been caught providing exchange to rubles, evading sanctions. Cryptex was also found associating with fraud shops, mixing services, and other illegal platforms frequented by cybercriminals. It has allegedly received over $51 million in funds from ransomware gangs, while allowing it to launder more than $720 million. International cybercrime authorities have seized both the web domains associated with crypto exchanges and their payment processing platform. 2 humans of Russian nationalities were detained and charged in connection to these platforms. While real cybercrime is threatening humans in the allegedly real world, Meta is stuck trying to make augmented reality work. At the annual Connect event, Meta's CEO showcased the new augmented reality glasses Orion and MetaQuest 3S VR headset. The Orion glasses are made of magnesium alloy and powered by custom silicon designed by Meta. Users will be able to interact with the glasses through hand-tracking voice and wrist-based neural interface. Zuckerberg called Orion a dev kit and said Meta planned to work on making it smaller, sleeker, and more low-cost for consumers later on. Besides the updates for AR technology, Facebook owner announced updates for Meta AI digital assistant. The plan is to allow communication through voice commands, which should be more comfortable than typing questions. The company said more than 400 million people are using Meta AI monthly, including 185 million who are returning to it weekly. The AI model used for the digital assistant also got multiple updates that will become available to third parties for free. Out of 3 new Llama models, 2 will understand text and images, while 1 will only react to text, with the benefit of being lightweight enough to be run locally, giving it a privacy advantage. Meta is not the only company with big news surrounding it this week. OpenAI, following the tremendous success of their AI software, aims to drop the non-profit aspect and turn completely for profit. This is an attempt from the management to make OpenAI more appealing to investors, coincidentally earning the company's CEO Sam Altman over $150 billion. Following this news, one of the project's original members and the current Chief Technology Officer Mira Murati has announced her resignation, leaving only 3 out of 13 human higher-ups that were with OpenAI from starting days. Considering that OpenAI President Greg Brockman has also gone on an extended leave this August, Sam Altman is now the sole benefactor of the pro-profit transition. Despite the changes, the company claims to uphold the ideals of responsible AI development and usage. If anything, switching to for-profit is being treated as an opportunity to rival other for-benefit AI companies like Google's Anthropic and Elon Musk's xAI. Thanks for sticking around for this round of cybersecurity updates. Consider yourself invited to subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you still haven't. I will meet you next week with a new round of weekly updates, so stay tuned.